Boys, it's day number 4 of building my own TD game on Roblox, and for today's challenge, we're going to try to figure out how to set up towers and make them actually attack the enemies. So, one thing from yesterday's video on day number 3, as you guys can see right there, no, it just went away, but check this out, my friends. So, as you know, we got the walking animations and the soldiers moving yesterday on day number 3. If you didn't see that video, definitely go check it out. But we were struggling with getting a tank, which will probably be like the first map's boss, working. Check it out, boys. We got it moving, and it's moving well, and it's actually facing the correct direction. You want to know the problem? I had to create a fake humanoid. We didn't have really a humanoid set up on like a tank model that's not technically a human, so we had to make it a human. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is now going to work, and we had to add like a head part into it so that way we could actually name it German tank like that. So eventually we'll have like specific tanks. Like I know there's like a Tiger, Panzer, you know, there's a bunch of different things. I don't know all the names like right now on the top of my head, but it works, which is really good. But now today we got this guy right here. This is the USA M1911 operator. I don't know if that's going to be his full name, but I was using ChatGPT to come up with a few like tower names. But today we're going to try to get this dude to be able to actually attack these enemies and take them out. So that way we could actually have this game, you know, somewhat working. So that's going to be pretty interesting to find out and see if we could get it going. And that's going to be the goal of today. So hopefully you guys stick around and, you know, learn with me. We're going to try to figure this out using ChatGPT and Gnome Code's guide. So shout out to him and shout out to ChatGPT. Let's figure this out and let's see if we get this tower working. Alrighty, boys. So to get things going here, we got to figure out the range between where your tower would technically be and where the enemy would be. So this we'll consider right now as our enemy right here. So that's what we're going to be working on right now. And we're going to have the output open just so we can see kind of like the range and just making sure that it's working. But I just kind of took away the US from this guy's name and just made it the M1911 operator. Now it might be I think that they call the M1911 operator. I think that's the more technical term, but that seems better to me because like that pistol I believe is just like the American pistol. Like it's the classic, it's the Colt. You guys all know it. I'm sure you know it. If you know anything about World War II, you know this pistol. It's like the starting pistol back in OG Call of Duty Zombies and all that good stuff too. So it's a pretty classic thing. I don't know how I'm feeling about the hat, but we'll rock it for now. What do you guys think? Should we give him a helmet? Or should we keep the hat? I don't know. We'll figure that out later on. But anyways, let's figure out how to get this distance going. And also, I disabled my main script so it doesn't get in the way. Gnome Code said that's just a good idea, so it's not wasting time and not like lagging out the game or something like that. So that's cool now, but now let's figure out the actual scripting and see what we need to do. All right, guys, so we put a script inside of our tower, which is the, you know, operator guy here, the M191 or 11, whatever you want to call it, guy. And this is what we got so far. So when I go ahead and actually test out the game and try to play it, I am unfortunately getting an error already. And now I didn't get too far in the video, but I'm assuming that this is because that, you know, like my guy is an actual dude with like a humanoid and all that good stuff inside of him. And then like in his video, he's straight up just using like basically 2 parts to like determine the distance. So clearly there's something wrong with that. So luckily, like I said, guys, you know, we will be using ChatGPT in this video and this series during the whole thing, and that can help us. So we got something here. I just kind of gave it the script, asked like what the heck is wrong, and it told me basically like you can't do that. So if you just pretty much read this right here, it says position is not a valid member of model, you know, whatever. And it's because a model object does not have a direct position property. So there you go, right then and there. We need to reference a base part within the model, and in this case, I think we're going to go for the humanoid root part. So that should theoretically be the primary part, and that's why we're going to go ahead and throw this in right here. So if you guys are doing the same thing I'm doing, let's go ahead and, you know, try that out. Let's see what, you know, if this works, if it fixes it. Hopefully it does. So we could actually just, you know, instead of like doing this, I mean, we could have just copied and pasted it, but what is it? Primary part, there it is right there, and then we just got to put a dot and boom, there we go. All right, so I might have to actually try that again because we are currently running the game. So let's stop the game real quick. Oh no, it actually saves. See, sometimes it saves, sometimes it doesn't, but boom, guys, we are doing something correct here. So distance between tower and enemy is 11.7 studs. So boom, there we go, guys. We are on to it. Let's get it. Now, that's one step done. We got probably plenty more, and then actually, like, we're gonna have this guy down and actually attacking enemies at some point. Oh no, I could actually run into him. Uh-oh, that's a problem. You want to know what we can do for that? Luckily, your boy, in the last episode of this series, I think we learned something. So we are gonna go in to home and maybe model. Let's see, it's in here somewhere, guys. Collision groups. Okay, so in collision groups here, we actually are gonna have to do something. So in here, my friends, let's add a new group. And I believe we have one being mob, the other being player, stuff like that. So actually, I don't know how we're gonna make that run right here off the rip like that. So there's probably a couple things we could do, but what was that? Somewhere, I believe, in our, let's see here, guys. Where would that one script have been? So in the mobs, no, not in the mobs, not in there. It's actually maybe on player added, or is it in main? And then it might be in mob in here. Okay, so I think it's actually in here, guys, that we did something where the collision group. So I remember this yesterday. Modern collision group assignment. And this is something in here with this, and I don't know what it was, but I believe that we turned it off so that we can't actually run into it. But boys, I'm not sure how we're gonna get to that at this video. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing that we could run into them right now, and surely there's an easier way to just fix it for now. But you know, if I have to, we could figure out the collision groups for that and set it up as like, you know, like right now, I'm just going to name it Tower. I mean, that's obviously what it's going to be called at some point or another. And then we could eventually have a script for that. But I just don't know. Like, I'm assuming, like, because this script is called mod, or it's not mod, but mob. Like, we wouldn't want to really put that in there, I don't think. So for now, let's just kind of keep that on the side. We'll have it open or whatever. That's fine and whatnot. You know, maybe we'll even end up putting it in here later on in Gnome's video. I just want that to, you know, have like this like right now and like something that we could actually like relate back to here, because I remember like yesterday this was actually kind of taking me a while because it looks a little bit different in his video, the collision groups editor. Now we have it, now we know what we're doing. And I also unselected all the studio selectable things, guys. Don't do that, because then I couldn't select a single thing. Very, very bad idea. Don't ever do that. Trust me, guys, don't ever do that. It's gonna just be a disaster. But anyways, we have that there. We'll get rid of it for now. Maybe we'll actually have to come back to that later on. Who the heck knows? But at least we have this part working for now, and then we could go ahead and maybe move on to the next part and see what he has to do here. I think we're probably going to actually start determining where the enemy's position is, and maybe actually set up some enemies on the map, which will be pretty neat. So let's go ahead and figure this out. All right, guys, so I went ahead and actually like kind of dragged my operator guy over to like a spot near the track, as you guys could see here. And we just kind of like placed into our little workspace here, actually into our mob folder, just some enemies, German gunners. And then we have, like I said, that towers folder, because I'm assuming we're going to need that later on. I don't know. It just seems like good organization, but I'm not too sure. We'll figure that out later on. But for right now, I have that the way it is. And anyways, though, we got the code and we actually updated a little bit in tower testing here. We have it looking like this. So now when we actually run the game, as you guys could see, now, these enemies, remember, they're not moving because they're just placed there and the whole main script is disabled right now. But it's detecting how far away they are. So if this guy, and when he does have a range set to him, like a, you know, certain distance he could actually fire and attack the enemies. If this is like, let's say his range, because he's a pistol guy, is 10. Well, he'll be able to attack this dude because he's only 7 studs away. But this guy over here, he ain't going to be able to reach him. So that, you know, is going to be working perfectly. Eventually, we'll have like UI showing you like the actual range and stuff like that. But for right now, we're off to the right, you know, start here in the right track. Things are looking pretty good, guys. You know, I like the way it's coming along. We definitely have, you know, a little bit more work to do, but so far, so good. Let's keep it up, and you know, we're gonna keep on adding new stuff. Let's see what's next up in this tutorial here from Gnome. And I also used a little bit of AI to help figure this out, because like some of it wasn't just like showing up properly. Look at this print statement here. I just had to, you know, use AI to actually figure out what all that stuff meant in there. But we got it going, we got it working, we're good. Let's get back to the video though. All right, boys, so listen, we got to the point where, you know, we're pretty far in here. We're trying to do some damage now. This is our script, as you guys can see up to this point. And when I go to run the game, you know, in the video, when I'm watching Gnome do it, like he runs the game and then his tower will actually go ahead and like take out and like eliminate these enemies. But right now, mine's not doing anything. So we, of course, use some AI to help us out. It looks like this part right here, although everything's working with like finding the distance and whatnot, but this, I believe, since it's the target and we have to do damage to something, the primary part is the humanoid root part. That's not what we need to do damage to. We need to do damage to the humanoid, which is probably capital H, humanoid. And if I could spell correctly, there we go. Let's see if that fixes our problem. Hopefully it does. Let's see what happens now. Looks like we got ourselves a little bit of a problem. So position is not a valid member of humanoid. So with that being said, I actually don't know what is wrong. We are going to have to go ahead and take a look at the AI here. So what does it say to do in here? Looks like the AI really goes ahead and kind of messes with the code a little bit. So I don't necessarily want to go ahead and do that. I mean, maybe we're doing it okay for right now. I'm not sure exactly where the AI goes ahead and switches it up. So like right here, it actually looks like maybe a little bit, but we are not 100% certain. So I don't want to go ahead and screw up all the code. But like according to the video, guys, I feel like I am pretty solid with like the way I followed it. Because you know what? We even have humanoid right here. So no. This isn't actually supposed to change. That should have still been, oops, we got the primary part. We'll go ahead and add that primary part right back on in there because that's just calculating the distance. I don't think that has anything to do with the humanoid. So that is, you know, probably okay for now. And we just got to figure out everything else. So let's stop that, rerun it. And oh, wait, did that not save? Oh, man, I hate that that doesn't save. Honestly, that drives me crazy. But we'll go ahead and redo that, and then we're going to go ahead back into the game. And, you know, as you guys can see here, unless I'm just dumb, but I don't see a health bar. So one thing we could do is we could actually go into the mobs themselves. So we'll go back into the game so we can see, like, what the heck's going on. But we'll open these guys up, check out the humanoid here. Let's go open this menu up, and let's just see. Display name, health display 58, I guess. I don't know. I guess they all have their own, like, HP, like, that you guys could just go in here and kind of, like, mess with. I just don't know why. So it says health 100, max health 15. I don't know why his health is 100 when the max health is 15. You would think that the game would know to, you know, not really do that necessarily, but whatever. Does that do anything if I change that? It does not, unfortunately. So maybe when it means 100, it's like, no, I don't know. That didn't actually change anything necessarily. So health display distance is 58, so I don't think that's what we're worried about right now. I'm not too sure, guys. I'm just going to continue with the video and see what the heck happens here, and I'll let you know when I figure it out. Okay, guys, so we were only doing 5 damage, right? I actually changed that to 50, and when I was testing the game, I literally didn't change anything else. When I test the game out now and actually run it, I deleted the guys that were just, like, stationary. But now that I'm testing the game, he seems to actually be maybe working now, but it doesn't seem like he's attacking, like, quick enough or something. Like, I don't know. Does it not seem like he's getting a little bit overwhelmed? I don't know. I feel like it's like a little bit goofy, but he is definitely attacking now. So here, let me see. Maybe if we stop it and let's just say we're doing 500 damage. Let's just take a stab at this, see what happens. Let's see. Is he going to take him all these guys instantly? It looks like he actually kind of is. So with that being said, wait, except for these 3. Why is he not attacking those guys? He should be able to reach. They're definitely in the range. But why is he not attacking when they get this far away? Because we already know we set that up properly. So we should be able to like see these guys and attack. Because the max distance is actually like, I think I set it to, oh boy, I don't even know. It was something big though. But I don't know why he's not attacking those guys. That was kind of weird. Definitely a little strange. You think he would have been? Now, German tank is the nearest so far. Okay, so it's a little bit bugged right now because I think that we have to somehow clear these enemies off the map so that way, like, once they're dead, they're cleared. Because, like, right now this wave thinks, like, the game thinks the wave is still going on. Obviously, the guys are dead, but we'll go ahead, watch the video, figure out how to do that, and then we'll add that into the script, and I'll show you guys what the script's looking like after all of this. And hopefully we'll test it at the end and it'll all be working. And maybe we'll add a couple, like, towers in, make sure it's all good, and then we'll go from there, too. We could always test out multiple towers to make sure it's actually all good. All right, guys, so this is our final chance to get this working. And I think, at least I hope, you know, we followed it pretty much to a T. I think we got it all perfect. We'll find out here in a moment when we run the game. So what should happen is these enemies should spawn in. And when we kill them, they should get, like, maybe like a second or two, half a second. They'll hit the ground, kind of like fall apart like a normal Roblox guy when they die would happen. And then they're going to get, like, completely wiped off the map. So we have 3 towers down, so hopefully we don't miss any of the enemies that spawn. let's test it out and let's see if day number 4 has been a success. And see if some of these guys are moving kind of quick. The militiamen, they're fast. The tank's slow, but he's got a lot of HP. Not when my attackers have 500, but 500 damage. I mean, but guys, I mean, it's working, and it seems to be working well. It does, definitely is. The towers are surely looking at the enemies and definitely attacking them. So, guys, today has been a success. I think in the next video, we are actually going to be placing towers, because right now, obviously, I'm the only one that's gonna be able to place towers if I can only do it from the menus in here. But we want to make it so when you're actually in the game, you can set up your own towers and defend your base and whatnot. So we're gonna be doing that tomorrow on day number 5. I might actually start it tonight and then work on it overnight. But guys, listen, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell, and make sure you turn them all on. So tomorrow, when I post day number 5, you're going to get updated, and you can follow along in this series and watch this game get built from scratch. And if you didn't see the previous videos, make sure you all go check those out. They're going to be pretty epic. One thing I definitely want to do, though, you see how I can move the towers? We got to fix that. We got to do something with the collision groups. I'm sure that's going to probably happen later on in the series. If not, I'll just use AI to help me figure that out. Surely it won't be too difficult. Probably something with just like the script I have here, the tower testing. I could probably put it in here somewhere and maybe just kind of copy this one, which probably is how you actually do it. I just don't 100% know. Should I try it, guys? Before we wrap up this video, should I actually go ahead and try this? I don't know. It seems a little risky. It's like if mob exists, so... Oh, man, I don't know. Probably not. Probably a bad idea. Probably a bad idea to go in there and mess around with that. I don't want to go ahead, because we don't even have, like, that set up yet. So probably when we get to that point, he'll probably show us how to do it, because, like, when you actually spawn them in. Because, like, right now, like I said, I'm just placing them in the map. So we're going to forget about that now. We'll worry about that another day. We're not there yet. We got to figure out how to actually start placing the towers first. That's going to be our next step in this challenge of us making our own tower defense game, and hopefully you guys are excited to play it. Make sure you join my group on Roblox. It's called the Crazy Club Studios, or just Crazy Club Studios. Just Crazy Club Studios, one word. Join it. We have another game in there too, bike battles. Go check it out. We got some cool stuff going on over there. We just updated the game, so it should be fixed now for the most part. There's still a few things that seem a little bit buggy, but it's looking much better than it was before. Anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one. Adios.